Hello! Welcome to the BethyVA channel Q&A, where I answer all of your questions here on this video. And we have a lot to get through, so let's get started. What is my favorite video? My favorite video of all time honestly has to be that Among Us audio novel I made because a lot of effort was put into it and I collabed with really amazing people. And I don't know, I think about it every year. I definitely rewatched that video the most out of everything I've ever made. So yeah, the Among Us audio novel, and plus, it's Among Us. Who doesn't love Among Us? Am I gonna stream again or open up a Discord server? Stream-wise, yes, I definitely am going to stream in the future, and Discord server-wise, yes as well. The only thing that's really stopping me is just finding someone to manage said Discord, because the idea of overseeing a Discord server is really intimidating to me, so yeah. Just have to find someone, which, you know, I haven't had much luck with. Was there any audio I looked back on and thought I could have done a better job with? Oh yeah, there are definitely a few audios out there that I could have done a better job with. Even though I can't really go back and re-record it, I just consider them more learning experiences and try to better myself from them. But yes, there are plenty of audios. If I could experience something for the first time again, what would it be and why? If I could experience something for the first time, oh man, this is a good question. So there are a few things. One is Justice League. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. And two is Breath of the Wild. That game has changed my life forever. And I wish I could experience that feeling I felt playing that game again. Wow. Oh, and another one for sure is Bravely Default. If you're a big fan of JRPGs, you would love that game. The music's amazing, the story's really good, just the overall vibe is awesome, so yeah. Are there other ASM artists I consider my peers? Oh my gosh, absolutely. I love my fellow ASM artists, no matter who they are. Just being in the same creative community as them is a blessing, and I consider myself very lucky to have these people around me. What softwares do I use to edit? So the softwares I use is a combination of Audacity and Audition. I use Audacity for the regular recording process, and if I need anything a little bit more complex, I move to Audition. Have I thought of a new plushie? Yes. I really want a dumb plushie of Timmy. Have I ever thought of expanding to do more passive-aggressive themes? And pineapple on pizza. Oh yeah, definitely. So, passive-aggressive ASMRs are actually really fun. I've definitely done a few in private, but I've been really scared to release it because I don't want to make content that would possibly make someone feel genuinely bad about themselves. And as for the second part, the multiple recordings, I'm actually in the midst of recording one right now. I'm gonna spoil it for you, but it's basically you encounter a ghost girl and she thinks you're an exorcist and she's like, just get it over with. And then you kind of learn about her over the span of 2 videos, and yeah. And to the second part of your question, pineapple on pizza, yes, absolutely. I'll fight anyone, I don't care. What was my reason of picking a frog? Very good question, Phoenix. So the reason why I stuck with the frog is because, I'm gonna be very honest, I just like frogs. And during the OG Bethy days, there was no person mascot, it was just a frog. And I really liked that, and so in a way, keeping the frog is paying homage to the OG days. Yeah, it's always gonna be a part of my brand now, and yeah. What is the goofiest ASMR I've made, and would I make more? Yes, absolutely. The goofiest one would probably be the one where I was just a frog, and I was talking in this weird little voice,
hey guys, I'm a frog, I think.
Like that. It was really fun, but it was really stupid. And I definitely want to make more. My favorite frog, and is hot dog a sandwich? Okay, a two-parter. So my favorite frog is the Australian tree frog, and to the second part of your question, I think so? I remember this became a whole thing on my channel for a few weeks. I don't even Does anyone have like a definitive answer on this? I know this is like a Q&A and like I'm answering a question with a question, but like it really just, gets the brain churning a little bit. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Let me know in the comments. What does the end goal look like for me? The end goal for me personally is to just live a very fulfilled life and to be an established voice actor. But if you want like a thing, I would say if I get to voice act a Fire Emblem game, that would be the dream. Are the roleplays that I do based on what I experience in real life? Hey there, Sage. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well too. So to answer your question, yes. A lot of videos that I make are actually inspired by what I experience or have seen in real life. And to the second part of your question, yeah, pretty much. Favorite weapon in fiction? That is really hard. If I were to really think about it, I love the weapons in fiction that are just ridiculously large. Like Guts' sword from Berserk. It's just a large slab of metal. It's amazing. It's so iconic too. If you show a picture of, was it the Dragon Slayer? It was the Dragon Slayer, I think. I don't remember. I haven't read Berserk in so long. It's just a lot of people will recognize what it is despite it just being a big sword. I don't know, just something about it just gets to me. Do I write all of my video dialogue? First of all, Chris, tell your friend I say hello, and secondly, thank you so much. That's so sweet. But yeah, for around 90% of my audios, I improvise. But there are a handful that I get scripts or I write the scripts themselves. Usually I personally write the script if there's like a collab involved, just so, I have something to send to the other person. But 8 times out of 10, the video is improvised. Is it me, or is there not many bloopers? Oh, the bloopers. I'm glad someone asked about this, but yeah, when I mess up during an audio, I usually just go quiet and then redo it. So I just kind of assumed that it wasn't interesting enough to share, but if you guys want, I'd love to make a video of the bloopers, because some of them are, like, wow, Bethy, aren't you a VA? Isn't talking your whole job? Why can't you talk? It really does feel like that. So yeah, I'll definitely consider it. What is my favorite video game? My favorite video game? This is such a hard question. Can there only be one? In your question, it was singular. Okay, fine. My favorite video game of all time? Gosh, this is so hard. Okay, just gonna put a safe answer. I really love Breath of the Wild. I love the gameplay, I love the character design, I love the music. So yeah, Breath of the Wild. What led me to doing ASMR and VA stuff? And what are some upcoming projects that I'm currently working on? Hi Cyborg, first of all, thank you so much, hope you're doing well too. And secondly, to your question, I would say the thing that really pointed me to ASMR was the fact that I wanted to center my content creation around my voice work. And I guess audio roleplays was my way of doing it. And to the second part of your question, all I can really say is I got my first commercial gig. That's all I'll say, but yeah. How tall am I? So I am 5'5", I think, on a good day at least. And if I don't wear my platform shoes, I'm 5'4", I think, I don't know. How did you discover ASMR role-playing audios and what inspired you to make them? So I just went on YouTube, I saw the audio role plays. I can literally name off the people that I saw. I saw Teacup Audio, Honey Audio, BethyVA, and I saw Fallen Shadow. Those were the 4 people that I saw and inspired me to start what I am doing today. And look where I'm at. It's kind of crazy. It's been a few years and it's just well, this is my day-to-day life now. My favorite movie. My favorite movie of all time, which is actually a movie I can't bring myself to watch again, is probably La La Land. It is so good, but so heart-wrenching at the same time. I've only watched it once, and it's my favorite movie so far. Who are some of my biggest inspirations for voice acting? Hi, Gooey Lagoon. First of all, thank you so much. And secondly, to answer your question, I would have to say some of my biggest inspirations are every TF2 voice actor. By the way, rest in peace, Rick May. I want to get good at characterizing voices. And as you may know, in TF2, every single character is so distinct in their own way, whether it comes down to their design or their voice, the choices these VAs make. in order to differentiate every voice is just spectacular. What made me like ASMR? First of all, Anon, thank you so much, and I hope you're having an amazing day yourself. What made me like ASMR so much is that you can make like super odd headcanons into a fictional reality. For example, I don't know about you guys, but I never had like a bully of mine want me to like come over to their house and then they confess to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're such a loser, yet I like you so much. That hasn't happened to me IRL, but using ASMRs, it's almost like it did. So yeah, that's like the big reason why I like it. Do I know about hard dance? I do not know about hard dance, but I'll definitely look into it, so thank you so much for the recommendation. Am I the frog or the frog its own being? If so, what's his name? So the frog on my head is named Timothy, and he is extraordinarily dumb, but he's amazing. Isn't he so cute? I love him so much. Frog? Yes. What the frog doing? Not doing much. He's just vibing. Want to say something, buddy? Aw, he's shy. Don't worry. I'll tell him you said hi. Not gonna say this one. Wow. First of all, Mark, big fan. I never knew it himself would be asking me a question, out of all people, too. But yes, I can do that for you, under one condition. Get me a dinner date with your mother. What is my script writing process like? And what are some of my favorite storylines? First of all, thank you so much to Carlo, Antipolo, Cardio, Rapello, Roberto, Makachev, McDuffie, the 11th for asking this question. So I barely script write, usually my audios are improv. So the types of storylines I really like to voice act are the extremely sad ones, surprisingly. I know that sounds bad, but it's just letting out all that negative emotion by pretending to be this person who's going through like a pretty dire time. I don't know, it just does something to you. I walk out of my booth and I'm like, I feel so much better. So yeah, definitely that. Have I ever heard of the tragedy of Dark Plagueis the Wise? I don't know if I said that right. I'm terrible with names, but no, I have not, but I'm assuming it's Star Wars related. If it's not, I am so sorry. Have I ever gotten a pie in the face, and do I enjoy bubble baths? No, I have never gotten a pie in the face, and I really hope I don't, because that'd be terrible. And I do enjoy taking bubble baths. It's amazing, especially when like I have had a really long day and I just wanna, relax a little bit. Oh, so good. My favorite music genre. Honestly, I couldn't really give you a straight up answer because my Spotify is so scrambled, it's so random that I don't even know what's my favorite anymore. But I would say definitely one of my favorite music genres is honestly video game OSTs. Now I know that's like such a strange answer, but you have to admit some of these games are cooking. Have I drawn any of my thumbnails? Yes, I have. I've drawn a handful of my thumbnails and I'll put them on the screen now. Have I thought about making more superhero content? So hello, Watch. I hope you're doing well. And so to answer the first question, absolutely. I just finished watching Justice League and it's one of the best series I've ever watched. I relived a childhood watching that. So yes, definitely very inspired right now. I want to make tons more. And to the second part of your question, I'm actually considering opening up commissions soon, so stay tuned. Would I ever try to branch out to different avenues of voice work? Yes. Now, I can't get into the nitty-gritty, GM, but I can say this. I recently booked a very exciting gig, and it includes one of those things you mentioned, so can't wait to share. If I had to choose between this job and my dream job from when I was younger, what would I choose and why? So my dream job when I was younger was a veterinarian. So I was really blind when it came down to anything within the medical field. Like, I never really thought that, you're gonna see some pretty tragic stuff. And honestly, I've been de-influenced. And also just being a doctor is really hard. So I'll stick to my ASMRs. Thank you very much. Which would you think would win in a fight, frogs or turtles? I would have to say frogs because some of them are poisonous. And what are these turtles gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What software and equipment do I use? So for my equipment, I am currently using an Austrian Audio OC818, which is connected to an BDX processing box. And that is connected to SSL2 And as for my software, I use Audacity, Audition, and Premiere Pro. And Photoshop. If I were to get a frog, what kind would I get? First of all, Ben, thank you so much for naming your frog after me. I'm actually honored. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if I were to have a frog, I would love an Australian tree frog. They're my absolute favorite. What do I do when I really don't like a script? It's actually a really good question because I never really thought of that. But yes, there has definitely been a handful of lines where I'm like, ooh, I gotta change things up. Usually what I do, if I'm able to, I change up the script a little bit just so it flows a little better, but if it's a script I cannot change, then I just power through it. What made me want to become a YouTuber, and were there any YouTubers that inspired me? Thank you so much, Crimson, that means a lot. Now, as for your question, what really made me want to become a YouTuber was the idea of branching out and trying something new. And to the second part of your question, absolutely. Again, I can name them. They were Teacup Audio, BethyVA, and Fallen Shadow. Will I do more bully roleplays? Also, thank you. Of course I will, dummy. What makes you think I would ever stop? Can I have an ice cream? And I need a Minecraft buddy. Of course you can have ice cream, memester. But while you're getting some, could you give me a scoop as well? And you need a Minecraft buddy? Now, I just want to put this out there. I might not be the best at Minecraft. I unironically couldn't think of a but, so I guess that's it, really. Do I have any tips for people who stress too much, and what do I think about Finland? Hello from Finland! Oh my goodness, I have never met anyone from Finland before, so this is awesome. So yes, to answer your question, I would say the best way to deal with stress, honestly, is to be kind to yourself when you're feeling this way. Give yourself the space and time in order to just relax and get out of that headspace. What has been my most favorite script I've done? Ooh, that's a really hard question. Honestly, if we have to say one, I would have to say Zombie Girlfriend script that I got from Spoon Master General. It was so cute. In the middle of the script, the girl's arm falls off and I have to voice act that, and it's just like, ugh, that is so funny. What's one anime protagonist I'd want to substitute myself with? Honestly, it would have to be Ouran High School Host Club. For unknown reasons. Was I a bully in real life? Well, first of all, thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm just that convincing, but I do want to say I've never really bullied anyone before. So just want to put that out there. I'm not a bully IRL. I'm only a bully in these ASMR scenarios, so don't worry. Why would I choose a frog when crab exist? Honestly, yeah, you're right. Crabs are so cute. I've always wanted a pet crab, but at the same time, I do enjoy eating crab, and that would be really awkward. What is my Bloodborne strategy? I've never played Bloodborne in my entire life, but I would say I would focus more on skill. What are my favorite tropes to play? And have I considered doing videos based on my favorite animes or games? First of all, hello to both of you. Now, to the first part of your question, I would have to say some tropes that I really enjoy are the really silly and lovey-dovey ones. Don't get me wrong, I am a big fan of the mean-spirited and more dummy mommy-esque, but something about just a cheery, happy ASMR roleplay is just, what's not to love? And to the second part of your question, I already have. I've done The Boys, Justice League, straight up Danganronpa, and definitely a few others. What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Oh wow, this is really serious, but thank you for asking regardless, Y-Blob. I would have to say the legacy I want to leave behind is just to show others it's okay to live life a little unconventionally. I've always wanted to be a voice actor, and I paved my way there through what I'm doing now, through ASMRs and audio roleplays, which on paper looks very strange, but it's my way of getting there. So again, if there's something you want to achieve, don't let anyone or anything leave you afraid. What is my opinion on the Donkey Kong franchise? I love Donkey Kong from a distance because I heard his games are extremely hard, so I love him from a distance. I just think his design is so good, and the characters within that particular game franchise is just amazing. I mean, look at Funky Kong. I mained him in Super Mario Sluggers, and that is the only reason why I know he exists. And I remember just really liking the Donkey Kong designs, like, a lot. I don't know, it really spoke to me. So yeah, final thoughts, I would say I really like him. A lot. From afar.
Do I own frogs IRL?
Surprisingly, I do not.
Sliced cheese or shredded cheese? I would say shredded.
What was the inspiration behind my OC? Oh my gosh, I love this question. Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so the idea behind my OC is that she's a really dumb tomboy skater girl who loves frogs. And one of her main inspirations was Yuriko from Bloody Roar. Now, if you've ever seen any gameplay of this character, quite literally her fighting style is super crazy, reckless, and most likely will get her hurt in the process. I love that about her character, and I've incorporated it into my everyday life and my OC ever since. Would I rather climb a really long tree or crawl through a really long cave? A tree, 100%. I'm sorry, if you get stuck down in a cave, you're gonna die in like 3 days, but if you fall from a really high tree, well, at least it's quick. What's the hardest part about being an ASMR artist? Ooh, definitely the editing. The editing kills me every time. Do you know how many breaths I take on the daily? Do you know how many breaths I probably took in this recording alone? I'm dreading the idea of taking out every single breath, click, you name it, out of this particular recording. But you know what? It's worth it. Makes it sound perfect. But ugh. It is really hard.
Do you know where I left my keys? I think I lost them.
Your keys? Oh gosh, hold on. Sorry, I haven't seen them. Hope you find them soon. How do the different archetypes of roles I play affect my real ways of thinking? First of all, thank you so much, Jog. That means a lot to me. And as for your question, I would definitely have to say that I'm a very random, playful tomboy. Yeah, that sounds about right. What is my favorite character to portray? Hi, Cloudy Pistachio. I would have to say my favorite character to do is a really silly one. Like those silly characters who are stuck in silly scenarios. Yeah, I would say those are my favorite.
When did I really start doing ASMR content?
So I started in 2017, so 8 years ago. Wow, oh my goodness. What's your favorite speaker role when making audios? So my favorite listener role honestly has to be like the super shy, like submissive ones. What is my experience with John Roblox?
My experience with John Roblox has been nothing but positive. He is an amazing friend and he will always remain that way.
How am I doing? And do I want a hug? Well, first of all, TK, thank you so much for asking me how I'm doing. And I just want to say I am doing really well, but I will take a hug regardless. Are the different voices in my videos actually just me? So yes, that is me doing the other voices in my audios. Usually when there's someone else involved, I credit them in the description. If there's no credits, then it's just me. Have I ever experienced any major problems with YouTube? Surprisingly enough, I myself never had an issue with YouTube. However, it is known that YouTube is very unfair to many ASMR artists within our community. We've seen it multiple times within our community, especially to Teacup, which, again, I can't even begin to explain how frustrating that whole situation was. I just hope YouTube just leaves her alone. She's such a nice person. Please, YouTube, leave her alone. I'm begging. Who is my favorite TF2 character? Oh, this is hard. I literally said in a former question that the entire TF2 cast was like my inspiration to get into voice acting, and now I have to pick a favorite. This is terrible. This is terrible. I would have to say Demo Man. He's just really attractive. I'm sorry. he's so attractive to me. What is my favorite part about doing ASMR? My favorite part of making ASMR is honestly recording it. Sometimes I just go back and listen to it and I'm like, wow, I did that. That is so cool. But yeah, recording for sure. And something that I look forward in the future is honestly more voice acting. I actually can't wait to see what happens next. Like, genuinely, I'm so hyped. How difficult is it to come up with ideas? It really varies. There are days where I just know what I'm doing and others where I don't. Like, at all. And keep in mind, these audios are improv, so if I can't think of anything, I can't make a video. So sometimes it gets really difficult, but yeah, I would say it varies. Do I like any JRPGs? Hello, Toast. First of all, thank you so much. You were super awesome sauce too. Now, I do love me some JRPGs. I grew up playing Dragon Quest, and recently I've been getting back into Bravely Default, which I highly recommend. Please play it, I beg. Opinion on cheese. So first of all, Cheese Man, thank you so much for asking this question. I would have to say my opinion on cheese is very neutral. What's the most I've ever lost on a coin toss? So I've never done a coin toss, but I did gamble and I lost like $5, and ever since then, I've never gambled since. What is my favorite donut? Honestly, the ones where it kind of looks like a twist. It's a big texture thing for me, but I love those. Those are my favorite. Have I watched Pacific Rim? I have not, but I heard it's really good, so I might have to add that to my watch list. Rage Quit or Crossroads? Ugh, you're making me decide again. Okay, fine. I am settling it once and for all. Crossroads. Thank you very much. How many pans do I own? 3, I think. Am I a 6'3" dom or a 5'11" sub? I'm not even kidding when I say this, James. I'm literally in between. I'm not 6'3", I'm not 4'11", I'm right in the middle. So, I guess a switch? What are some exercises you can do to increase your vocal range? Hi, Mela. Now, something I personally recommend is to stretch like your entire neck area. People don't realize, but you have to warm up in order to voice act. It's like singing. Warming up the vocal cords and all the necessary muscles needed to voice act really does help with the process, so honestly, I would just find a video online and just go from there. Did I watch Power Rangers? I used to, a long time ago. It was a live action one, and I distinctly recall having a crush on the Red Ranger and the pink one. Why did they strap a bomb to a duck? And do I enjoy voice acting for Tower Defense Simulator? They indeed strapped a bomb to a duck. For what reason? I haven't a clue. And yes, I really enjoy voice acting for TDS. The entire team is super nice, and the game in general is beautiful. It's really an honor to be a part of it somehow. Have I ever tried breakdancing and cosplaying a character I voiced? I have not tried breakdancing. And to the second part of your question, yes, I have. I dressed up as Agent from Typical Colors too. What is your favorite type of ASMR plot? Ooh, this is a really hard question, but I would have to say strangers to friends and then friends to lovers. I don't know, I just love being able to see the entire journey, so yeah, I would have to say that's my favorite. What do I do for a living? So currently, it's actually just voice work. When did I know that content creation was something I wanted to do? It was definitely before YouTube was even in the picture. So when I was younger, there was a really prominent Instagram VA community. So I would have to say nearly 8 to 9 years ago. What is my favorite type of personality to portray? And do I ever plan on expanding on my career and doing official voice work? Hi, Duck Dude. First of all, I would say my favorite personality to do is the super bratty types. I don't know, they're just really fun to do. And to your question, Hopelessly Online, thank you so much, by the way. Absolutely. How is the voice work going? Hi, Hornblast. First of all, thank you so much. And secondly, I would have to say the VA side is going pretty well. I'm learning a lot, and I'm really excited to see where all of my progress leads. Spaghetti or meat? Hi, Toph. First of all, I hope you're doing well. And secondly, to your question, I would have to say, honestly, meat. I rarely eat spaghetti, so yeah, that's the reason behind my answer. Post-editing Bethy here, but I had one of the best chicken parms with spaghetti the other night, and it was life-changing. It was just that good. Then I remembered there was this question I answered, so I had to come back here and just say, I had a change of heart. Spaghetti all the way. I'm sorry, but I'm dying on this hill. If I could pick one trope as a part of my character, which one would it be? I would have to say Dairy. How do I record audio roleplays without cringing to myself? Honestly, I am just really used to it. Do I listen to ASMR content myself? So I don't listen to a ton myself, but I would have to say my main inspos would have to be Osoku VA and Teacup Audio. If I could bring one Pokemon into real life for a day, which one would it be? Oh, this is hard. But I would have to say my overall favorite, Ninetales. What makes me want to create these videos? 1, because they're super fun to record, and 2, you guys really like them. I hope at least. Do all of my videos take place in the same universe? Well, Drip Squidward, that's up to you. What do I think about the Pokemon Wiglet? And do I train my voice? Wiglet is adorable, and yes, I do. What's a story or genre of script I've barely done and want to do again? Surprisingly, medieval or fantasy stuff. Despite being borderline obsessed with it, I haven't recorded as much as I thought I would. You know what? Let's change that. How did I learn I wanted to be a voice actress? I think it's when I realized I loved to talk to myself. It was a really weird thing that I used to do, and I kind of realized, hey, there has to be something I can do with this, right? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I would say a whole lot. What is my personal best green flag when getting to know someone? When someone is willing to learn about something they have no idea about. Why frog? Also, what's my favorite fast food place? I really like frogs. And fast food wise, I really like Chick-fil-A. What was it like when I first started recording these videos? I'm gonna be very honest, I don't even remember the time where I recorded my first audio, but all I recall is me using my Apple headphones and like a $5 app. Am I interested in taking part in audio dramas? Hello! And absolutely. I've done a few audio dramas alongside other ASMR artists and voice actors, and let me tell you, it was so fun. So absolutely. What is my favorite part of the voice acting process when working on a project? One of my favorite parts of the process is self-directing. There, I can figure out how to deliver a line in so many ways, and to me, that is really, really interesting and really good practice. Have I played the hit game Limbus Company? Surprisingly, I have not. And I know, I use some characters from Limbus Company in my thumbnails. Now, there is an explanation for that, actually. So I have a moot on Twitter. His name is Kenny, and I swear, he is obsessed with this character. And when I say that, I mean that. If you know who he is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And to be honest, I get it. I really do. So I decided to just send a reference photo of Otis to one of my artists, and here we are. Now I'm known as the Otis ASMR person. What do I think of the fabled pickle and peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Bits, I'm not even kidding, I eat peanut butter and pickle sandwiches, unironically. I don't know which pregnant lady cooked with this recipe, but someone needs to give her a goddamn foot rub. This is not a question, but a motivational message for Fee. Hi, Fee. I really hope I said that right. But yes, you are going to do fine. I know it's stressful and I know it's scary, but don't let some finals take you down. Or else. I'm just kidding. What am I gonna do? How do I feel about voicing kuuderes? I'm gonna be very frank, Anon. It is very hard. Being emotionless is genuinely a skill. And what makes it worse is that I'm a very expressive person, so having to dial that down almost completely is very hard, to say the least. What hobbies do I have outside of YouTube? So currently, one of my hobbies is visiting old games I played as a child and reading comics. Just recently got into Absolute Batman, and it's really good. What's my favorite burger place? Burger King. I don't know, I just had it. It was really good. Have I ever done voice acting for any games or animated shows besides TDS? And do I have any interest in voice acting in animated shows in the future? To your first question, yes, I have, and here are some examples. Putting them on the screen right now. And to your second question, absolutely, that sounds so fun. Where do I find roles to voice act? So personally for me, a lot of my roles were from connections, and then the other half were from people reaching out to me and asking me to voice act for them. And also, I am honored. Wow. Homebrewing your 3DS to listen to my stuff again. That is insane. I really appreciate the dedication. What is my favorite accent to hear? My favorite accent to hear has to be Scottish. It's so good. It is so good. And Australian. Oh my gosh, I love Australian so much. What is my favorite and least favorite part of making ASMR content? So my favorite part has to be the recording process. it's so fun. I mean, it's literally just acting, and it's great. My least favorite part, though, has to be the editing process. I love editing out every single breath that I've ever taken. Lovely.
What is my magnum opus?
My magnum opus. Honestly, I'm not going to say the Among Us one again because I said that earlier, but there was this audio I made called, And Then She Said Adieu. It was a Night X listener audio that I had to take down for copyright, but the song was so good, I just had to use it.
Will you marry me? Will I marry you? Oh, Blaze Blood, I never thought you would ask. And to that I say...
Do I plan on voicing in anything?
Yes, absolutely. Now, I am proud to say that I'm currently in a few things, and I definitely want to get into more, so yes, absolutely.
Was voice acting my first choice as a career?
So surprisingly, it was not my first choice growing up, but it was definitely like something I thought about over the years. But something that I wanted to get into was engineering. And then I realized how much math you have to do as an engineer. So I did not become an engineer. My teacher was great though.
If up is down, Y is pancake.
You know,
Very good question. I'll have to think about that.
Would I ever consider doing song covers?
Honestly, yeah.
I would love to. I sing every once in a while, and I would have to say I'm not the best, but I'd love to improve, and I'd love to do something about that, so yeah.
What does it take for me to get involved with a project?
Aw, thank you so much, C3. And as to your question, I would have to say, really, it's just reaching out to me to see if I have any availability for your project. Is it true I have a 5-head? No, I don't know where this rumor came from, but it's not true. I have a normal-sized forehead.
How long have I been doing voice acting? And am I voicing Pattaya from Scratching Melody?
I think I've been doing it for a few years now. And yes, I am Pattaya from Scratching Melody. That sounds so cool.
If I won the lottery but didn't tell anyone, what would be the signs?
Every audio would be an audio novel. I would hire so many people. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. Am I green?
Despite popular belief, I am not green.
Unlimited games but no bacon, or unlimited games but no games.
And who's my favorite Pokémon?
I would have to say the one with no bacon because I don't eat bacon anymore anyway, so yeah. And for my favorite Pokémon, I would have to say Ninetales.
If I didn't make ASMR or VA content, what type of content could you see yourself making? If I were to do other content, I could definitely see myself doing something cooking related. I don't know, I just really want to learn. I want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to bake especially, so.
How long does it take you to write scripts, or do I have help from others? So personally, I don't write the scripts, but I do hire occasional script writers. And here are the 2 I work with. I highly recommend them. They're amazing.
So if you ever need a script, you know where to go.
Do I like Wilkins coffee?
I've never tried it, but if I run across it in the wild, I will let you know.
Do I like soup?
I'm gonna be very honest, half of my meals are soup, so yes, I do. More than you expect.
What inspired me to make the overalls and hoodie combo? I'm gonna be very honest, I don't even know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but what I do remember is that I was sitting in my bed and I was sketching out a possible, character design. And I came up with something and I was like, oh my gosh, this is genius! And ever since then, it's been my staple.
What is my favorite soda?
Well, first of all, hello! And I would have to say my favorite soda is Diet Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. For me, it tastes like a liquefied cookie. I love it. How am I today? Hello, Anon. I'm doing really good today. Thank you so much for asking. And now for your question, I would have to say my biggest motivation is when I get those really random creative spurts, if you know what I mean. I get really inspired by maybe something I saw or something that I recently watched or indulged in, and I just want to channel it into something. For me, it's voice acting. So yeah, I would say that. Have I ever messed up while recording a video? And what do I think about the Minecraft movie? Oh yeah, every video I've ever made, I've messed up plenty of times. And as for the Minecraft movie, I actually have not watched it, so I have no clue. Will there be more merch? First of all, thank you so much for buying a hoodie to begin with. That is just, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. But yes, I do plan on making more merchandise, and to anyone that's interested, search up this link or Market BethyVA if you want to get some, in my opinion, really good merch. What's something about me that surprises other people? Being a girlfriend ASMR artist, I've gotten some reactions. So yeah, I would have to say that. Do I ever get embarrassed after making my content? So I'm gonna be very transparent. The moment I post a video, I never touch it again. And it's not like I'm embarrassed to make this kind of stuff. It's more so it's like, that's me, ooh! And I don't know, I get a little shy and a little red in the face. So yes, I guess so. How do I feel about candy corn on pizza? Are we talking like a dessert pizza or a pizza? I'm praying it's the former. Favorite place I took for a vacation or would want to go for a vacation? Okay, so I have two answers. I've always wanted to go to Switzerland and Japan. Japan mostly because you could actually experience the entire country within like a pretty short amount of time. And I've always wanted to see the countryside of Japan. I think just, I don't know, that really appeals to me, and I've always wanted to experience or just at least witness that life. And as for Switzerland, it's just really pretty. I don't really have anything else to say other than the fact that it's a beautiful country. And there you have it. That was my first ever BethyVA Q&A, and it was super fun. So before the video officially ends, I do have a few people to thank. Number one would be my friend Steven, aka Ski, who drew a ton of those pictures you see on the questions. He saw that I was struggling with them and literally offered to do over 100 little drawings for me. So again, Ski, thank you so much. And I kind of like the fact that you can gauge where he starts drawing them because the quality just spikes out of nowhere. I mean, just look at his work. He's amazing. So again, Ski, thank you so much. I appreciate this more than I can ever express, and I hope you're having a really, really good day. Like, really good. I also just want to take a moment to thank all of my patrons and my channel members for just the continuous support. As some of you know, I've been taking a small hiatus to address my mental health, and even when I wasn't as active as I used to be, every single one of you has been so kind and so patient and just so amazing to me. I really appreciate you. And just know that everything you've ever said to me never goes unnoticed, and I just appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. I really have no words. Of course, I would like to thank everyone else for just being here. Thank you for clicking on the video, thank you for watching it, and thank you for staying till the end. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!